On the list is a condenser. So there are other type of condensers, of course, but for general purpose, this is a condenser wherein it condenses substances. So you usually put a setup for this one, but for basic description, of your condenser, as you can see, you have two holes here. You have a hole here. As you can see, there's a glass protruding here, wherein you can attach actually a pipe or a glass. No, not a glass tube, but a rubber tube. Uh, this is actually the inlet, and you have the usually this is yes, the inlet part. This one, and then you have the outlet part. This part here actually uses your water as your coolant. So water comes inside here. You put a rubber tube here with water, of course, and then it goes out here so that it can cool the inside. As you can see, you have your corrugated glass inside. That is where your vapor condenses. And then you have a tip, a pointed tip here wherein it is usually mounted like this so that whatever that is being condenses, meaning from gas phase to liquid phase because of the cold water running inside. So the gas phase can actually turn back to a liquid phase, and then it will drop from this one, and then you can already put a setup here wherein it can already collect those liquefied vapors. Okay, so that is this part where this is a part where the vapor comes in. So usually there's a somewhat a connection here going to a funnel, not a funnel usually, a somewhat a reaction mechanism, or probably an Erlenmeyer or a Florence flask wherein you're boiling something and then you're evaporating volatile liquids, meaning madagmit, lumupad, and then when it comes contact to a condenser, it now becomes again a liquid. So the details of that when it comes to condensation, so not part of this discussion because I'm just introducing the tool. Okay. Next item in the list is a crucible. This one is a crucible. Bagan ka ng tsaahanin ka ng Japanese. And this one is a crucible tong, meaning holder of a crucible. As you can see, your crucible is somewhat made of a ceramics. So suspect that if you have a ceramic type of a laboratory tool, you can perform heating, usually burning. You can perform like gravimetric analysis wherein you put this crucible onto an oven. So, or a probably drying processes wherein you apply heat and somewhat just remove the cover. So basically, porcelain crucible is used for anything which is small sample, and then you're going to dry, you're going to heat, you're going to react, of course. So these are crucible and cover. Some crucible has cover, some don't. Anyway, this is a crucible, and this one is a crucible tong. So as you can see, a crucible tong can be used for holding hot crucibles, of course. Or if you don't want to come in contact with chemicals that is holding the crucible, so basically you will be using your tong to hold it in. Okay, so crucible and crucible tong. Next item on the lab tools would be a desiccator. So I have here different desiccators. I have here two desiccators, which holds usually the things that I am usually working at. So this one, this one, I have two types. This one is a rubber, while the other one is somewhat has a corrugated sides. I mean, molecularly probably, because the corrugation will help with the sealing off. Meaning, ginsisarado hiya. It must be sealed. Why? Because the purpose of your desiccator, from your definition, your desiccator must not accept moisture. Of course, that's the use of your desiccator. You put in materials inside the desiccator if you wanted those materials not to be contaminated with the moisture, meaning the air which has water in it, of course. So you put it in a desiccator. Your desiccator actually has a setup also because your desiccator needs a desiccant. Okay? A desiccant from your desiccator. So as you can see, I have a desiccant here. I think that other one, I just bought it from the internet. I think that desiccant is a calcium chloride. So it is good for, meaning when a vapor or a moisture comes in because you're opening it. So basically the air has moisture in it. So if ever you put a material inside, those moisture will be sucked by that desiccant. So that's the use of the desiccant. That's the one who will suck that moisture so that whatever you put on your desiccator would not be contaminated by that moisture because the moisture was already taken off by that desiccant. So that desiccant will also be full. So we have we have also steps how to, or probably you can just buy a new set of desiccants. Okay? So this is a desiccator and then you have a desiccant. Maybe I'll just be adding the desiccant to your repertoire. To the laboratory tools and equipment. Okay, this is video number, I don't know how many videos I made.